What's going on, guys? I'm on TCG here and still a little under the weather, but wanted to do a video tonight. In Discord, we've had quite a few conversations with the imbalance between price of sealed and individual packs, such as Crown Zenith. You can see with the Sea and Sky, there's so many packs out there. The same with 151, but there's a premium on the sealed product. But I really want to do it as it relates to Silver Tempest, because Silver Tempest, yeah, I'm not don't want to compare it to Fusion Strike and Lost Origin, but similar to those two, this is a product that you can still get some of the lesser sealed product from Pokemon Center. So, just kind of want to talk through how I think about scarcity and the product itself becoming, I don't want to say scarce because that's the wrong term, but starting to dry up and kind of getting to normalcy here. So you have the booster box, which is kind of, the creme de la creme here. These boxes you can see here, since we made the video on them selling out for Pokemon Center, they're up at $200. So, $200, you're talking what, five and a quarter, 550, whatever the number is a pack. So let's just assume that is probably the highest premium pack price we'll get just at this point in the lifespan. You have the standard packs, $429. So it's probably $4 plus $1 shipping. Between that, you have the sleeved. But when we look at the booster packs, there's going to be a lot of these out here. You have 5,600 packs. This is kind of the bottom of the barrel here. Here you have 429 plus $1. So it's really $5 a pack. But this is effectively the accumulation of all the products out there. And it's going to take some time for this to work through the market. So if we look at this, you don't have a whole lot of pack volume selling on a daily basis. I'm guessing there's not a whole lot of breakers and rippers. But if you're looking last month, you have 1,200 packs sold. Last 3 months, 2,700. So you basically have a quarter or 2 quarters, so half a year, assuming everything stays the same, of loose packs here. So in the next 4 to 6 months, we can expect a lot of this product to dry up, and obviously more will come to market. But that's really going to start to drive some of the value here. Now, what's interesting is a lot of the ancillary products, the build and battle stadiums, the booster bundles are just about sold out on Pokemon Center. The build and battle boxes, and I think there's like the two pack blisters or whatever, but that's not enough for me to really care about volume wise. So as these sell out, the ability to get new packs in bulk, and again, Lost Origins has the build and battle stadiums, the same with Fusion Strike. So there's still a way to get those packs directly from Pokemon in sealed format, so you don't have to worry about weighing or anything. But look at the ETB, and these are 8 packs. Yeah, these are 8-pack ETBs. So $40, $37, you're just under $5 per pack. So this is actually a much more cost-effective means of getting packs. Just based on the price, and obviously there's a ton of these. Well, $369, but these have actually been selling quite well. You have 350 of them sold. So basically the entire market that's out there in the last month. In the last 3 months, you have quite a few. I know for a while it was dead. So I would anticipate in the next, call it 3 months, a lot of the Silver Tempest is going to start to dry up. And the only reason I'm talking about this is, it's kind of the last main set. And again, it is similar to a similar situation from the perspective that there's still some lesser product available on Pokemon Center 2, Lost Origin, and Fusion Strike. So this is a set where the booster boxes are going to move up relatively slowly here, but I think this is going to take a 3 to 6 months, so 3, 4, 5 month churn process where the product's going to have to work through. The ETB volume is going to dry up. The individual packs are going to dry up, and we're just going to start to see people looking at this set, that it's a good set. It has some good pulls, Lugia, and people are going to start to see value in it. And you look at Fusion Strike boxes at 350. Lost Origin, I believe, is I can't even speak, pushing 300. In 6 months, a year from now, Fusion Strike's probably going to be 500. Lost Origin's going to be pushing 400. And you think these boxes aren't going to be pushing 250, 275? You look at kind of the top sets, it's probably 4 or 5 or 5 or 6. But everybody has the mindset that there's so much product that was dumped in the market. The public perception hasn't shifted to realizing that, holy shit, this product's starting to dry up. I should probably buy some before it's gone. And this is really the same mechanic that we see in all the sets. We're going to see it in Crown Zenith, where you already look at the sealed product. The bundles are high. The ETBs are through the roof because there's so many loose packs of the product from Sea and Sky. There's a massive imbalance in supply and demand because there's just so many of them out there. Even though the cards themselves are at all-time highs, there's a massive glut of inventory that just needs to get worked through over time. We're going to see the same thing with 151 when Blooming Waters comes out. But this is a long way of saying that pay attention to the ancillary products, how quickly they're burning, they're getting torn up, especially on TCG Player, because it's really a leading indicator as to when the booster box itself is going to push up, and when the overall market is going to take notice to, holy shit, I better buy it now, or the product's going to disappear. So anyway, guys, I don't know if I can do a video tomorrow or Christmas Day. If not, have a Merry Christmas. Subscribe, like, and join the Discord. All right, guys, have a good night.